We got disconnected, guys. I think our hour was up, so I'm trying to get Emma back on board. I know we got a little excited and lost track of time, but this always happens, guys. We get so caught up in trying to, express our feelings and everything that we expect. But I'm gonna get Emma back on track right now, as we will start touching the subject of obesity. So let's give her a few minutes. So she's back. Let me add her. There you go.
Oh my goodness! I'm like, like I'm talking. All of a sudden, there's like nobody there.
No. So what happened? What happened is that Instagram Live gives you an hour. So we just went over the hour. Imagine how quick that went.
How about like a little warning? How about a little warning, like a 5-minute warning or something? Jeez. Well,
so
anyway,
guys, thank you for rejoining us again.
Yes, thank you everyone. A few others joining us. Yep.
Thank you. Goodness. I see my good friend Ariel King from South.
Yes, I know Ariel.
Hi,
Ariel. Fabulous.
Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she had a recent birthday too.
Yes, she had a recent birthday as well. Thank you for joining, guys. Martin had a question, and I think it's related to what you were saying to obesity. Sure. So you can go ahead, Emma, on your part about obesity, so that we can clear that up.
Martin, I'm assuming, is Steel 911, right? Okay, yes, just want to make sure it's like
he's tuning in all the
okay, just say Martin, so I just want to make sure. So Martin, thank you for your question. How do you encounter the general perception or argument of healthy or healthy? I think you meant to say healthy or unhealthy, and being plus size.
Right.
So yes, as I was starting to say before I was so rudely interrupted by Instagram, a lot of times I get accused of promoting obesity. No. I do not promote obesity. Obesity, from a purely medical standpoint, I think everyone can agree that obesity is unhealthy. It is not good for your body to carry more or less, for that matter, weight than it was designed to. Right? So what I do promote, though, is the right for everybody, regardless of what size, to feel pretty and to have equal access to fashion, because it's all about mind over matter. It's all about how you feel and how that reflects on your body. For example, yes, I'm overweight. Even though I've lost quite a bit of weight, I'm still overweight. I still have a ways to go. But the thing is, what am I going to feel better in? What am I going to feel more motivated in? A really pretty dress that hugs my curves in all the right way and has my hubby, bringing me home early. Am I going to feel better in that, or am I going to feel better just draping myself in like a muumuu with no shape? Like, no, that's not going to make me feel sexy. I'm going to feel like I want to go to Ben & Jerry's and eat 10 pints. So that it's very psychological as well. It's not just I want to look pretty. It's like that actually is going to give you motivation to be healthier, to eat healthier, to work out more and everything. When you feel good about yourself, you want to keep that good feeling. So I hope that answered your question. So whenever anyone accuses me of promoting obesity or saying it's good to be fat or anything, I've gotten all sorts of things. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I mean, show me one area, one interview, one post, one anything when I've ever said that. You can't, because I never did. I really, it is from a health standpoint, I encourage people to be as healthy as possible, but, whatever weight that you are, you want to look good so you feel good, so you want to be healthy. It's a cycle. It's a domino effect. It can be a positive or a negative domino effect. It's all related to how you look is related to how you feel, to how you treat your body. This is all connected, guys. These are not separate issues. They're all connected.
Definitely.
Yeah, so Martin, I hope I answered your question.
Definitely. Thank you guys for joining back. I see that we have some people. I have Canada, my cousin. Hi, Mil.
Yeah, I saw someone earlier from France. That's great.
Yes, thank you. We have a male model, plus size. What did we call it?
Big and tall,
right? Was it, Emma?
Big and tall.
Big and tall. All the way from Aruba. Jay, hi. Thank you for joining the conversation.
Sorry, couldn't resist. Couldn't resist.
So all the way from Aruba, Thank you so much, and thank you for everyone that is tuning in. I'm really, really appreciative of you. Cleo, hi. Thank you for joining us, guys. I'm having a chit chat. This is part 2, by the way.
I know.
Part 1.
Cut
I'm gonna
off so
also
rudely.
yeah. This is part 2. Hi Valerie. She just joining us from Curacao. So yeah. This is we will put part 1 as well on Facebook for those of you that missed it. I know that, and usually this always happens with every discussion, every panel that I have.
We just get into the talk and don't realize time is flying by.
Yes.
Time flies
and
you're fun.
Very passionate.
Yes, we are. I think,
we're
that's
very passionate about these topics.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Awesome. So I had just put a link there to our website there, MedeirosFashionPR.com/services. So if any of you are interested in learning more, the consultation is completely free, no obligations. Check out the services, the different packages and everything. Just shoot me an email and we'll get to know each other, and we'll see, we always tweak the services to what works for you. Obviously a model is going to have different needs than a designer and a retailer and all of that. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emma. I'm very appreciative that you took the time out
this
evening to share with us. It was long overdue.
I know. We tried like a year ago.
I love about a year ago, but nothing happens before its time.
Yes.
This is when it was supposed to happen. So I want to ask you one more question, because I'm also very, very considerate of your time, and I know that we have a schedule.
Oh, no worries.
So what are some of the tips that you would give someone, whether male or female, that is trying to tap into the plus size industry? Especially think of the Caribbean as unattainable, because remember, the Caribbean is further from overall the modeling industry. Mm-hmm. So we have more challenges to getting that big breakthrough as opposed to being, for instance, in New York or in Europe, or in bigger countries.
Yes. Well,
there you go.
Yeah, obviously everybody's different. You're going to have different strategies. You're going to have different goals and everything. But the one thing that I want to tell everyone that's going to help you get ahead is to remember this one question. What makes you so effing special? And there's a reason. There's a little story behind this. When I was in school, when I was in college for my marketing degree, one of my professors, he told us a story of a long time ago when he was interviewing for whatever job it was. He went in prepared to answer typical interview questions, what are your strengths, weaknesses, all of that we're all prepared to answer. And instead, this man sat him down and he goes, so, what makes you so effing special? And he did not censor. I'm being nice, by the way. So my professor was like, what do you say to that? He was tongue-tied. And so the guy goes, okay, thank you very much. You can leave now. Goodbye. And that was the end of the interview. And so that was brutal, but it really drove home to me the need to differentiate yourself no matter what you do. If you're a model, designer, electrician, whatever, that is essentially, however people phrase it, that is essentially what they want to know. Why am I hiring you? Why am I buying your clothes? Why am I using your services? Why? So you have to be able to answer that question in a way that people can understand. So for example, Medeiros Fashion PR is the first PR firm in the US to specialize in the plus size fashion industry. Before I made that statement, before I, made that public, and that was my motto and everything like that, I made damn sure to make sure that nobody else was doing what I'm doing. Before you make that claim, whatever claim it is for you, whatever you think you're doing differently, you need to make damn sure that nobody else is doing it. Or it might be even something that you're doing a different way, like, a designer is using a fabric in a different way that's really great for curves, that nobody else is doing. Whatever your point of difference is, you need to know that. And really, before you answer this question, what makes you so effing special, really do a lot of soul searching, and most importantly, ask the people around you, whether they're in your industry or not, your family, your friends, your husband, your wife. What do you think is different about me? Ask them for honest answers. What do you think is different that makes me more marketable? What's unique about me? Get outside feedback, not just yourself. You need to get people outside of your head. Oh, I love how you do X, Y, and Z. And you might not think that's anything out of the ordinary, But to someone outside, they're like, wow, that's amazing. That could be enough to set you apart from, your competitors. Because keep in mind, speaking of competitors, because the plus industry is exploding and has been exploding for many years, which is a wonderful thing, but that also means that there's more competition. For example, Ariel from Size Overrated magazine, who's on here right now, just her being excuse me. So just her having a plus size fashion magazine, that alone was enough to set her apart 10 years ago, right? Just saying, hey, I own a plus size fashion magazine. Wow, really? You do? And now it's not. There are other things that set her apart, but just that simple fact of being a plus size magazine or someone who's a plus size model, designer, whatever, that's not enough anymore to set you apart. Because the industry is growing and exploding, which is fabulous, but it also means there's more competition. So whatever you're doing, you have to set yourself apart. So that's I think the best advice I can give anyone is know your point of difference. What are you bringing to the table that nobody else is doing?
And I think that is great advice, because so many times we cannot identify what makes us unique.
Yes.
Right? In whatever industry.
We need outside help. Your friends, your family, everybody. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
One of the things that I often recommend my clients, whether a marketing or blogger or whatever industry they're in, is to make a very quick SWOT analysis so that you can find out what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what is your external influences, what are your internal factors, what are those things that impact your worth, but also your success or failure. Right? And when you look at SWOT, you always think about business, but you are your business. I think of Kenty as Kenty Incorporated.
I'm glad that you said that.
Because that's how you have to look at that.
Oh, yeah. I'm really glad that you said that, Kenty, and I hope that everybody heard what she said. You are your own business. When people say business owners, they usually think of people who have a store or make products or services or anything like that. Whatever you do, I'm pointing at you, whatever you do, whether you're a model, whether you're a journalist, whether you're, a TV repairman, whatever you do, you are your own business. And you have to think of yourself that way, because that's how you promote yourself. Like, you are your own, even if you work for someone else, keep in mind, even if you work for someone else, you are still your own business. Like, for example, I used to work at Sephora, which most of you hopefully know, but it's about beauty, skincare, makeup, all of that stuff. It's an amazing company.
I love Sephora.
I loved it. I was there for 10 years. So even though I worked for Sephora, I was still my own business, right? I still had clients coming to me, hey, is Emma working today? If not, oh, when is she working? I'll come back later. That sort of thing, that's going to set you apart. So whatever your industry is, whatever your job, whatever your career ambitions are, whatever you want to be, what sets you apart from other people who are doing that? A good way to know your industry, by the way, because obviously this can take a lot of research, a lot of time, a lot of effort. It can be very time consuming. A good way to help you understand your industry better is a service called Google Alerts. Do you know what Google Alerts are? Have you heard of that? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Google Alerts is a completely free service through Google, obviously. So you Google Alerts, those two words, Google Alerts, and you sign up for news and alerts and information on certain keywords. So for example, for me, of course, I sign up for information on plus size fashion, curvy fashion, like these are the keywords that I use. Whatever the keywords are in your industry, sign up for alerts you can do every day, once a week, whatever, and that's how you learn your industry. So you see what's going on, you see trends in the industry, you see excuse me, you see your competition, you see people you can collaborate with. So that's a really good way of seeing also gaps in the industry. There was nobody else doing a plus size PR firm. Like, that wasn't in the news. After a while, I'm like, why is nobody doing that? So I saw that opportunity and I filled it. So again, you can be on the lookout with the service, and again, it's completely free, for whatever is in your industry. You can learn your industry really well and see opportunities. So if you're seeing the news, like, hey, for the last few weeks, I've been noticing nobody's doing this or nobody's talking about this. And obviously there might be a good reason, but if there's not, why don't I talk about it? Why don't I become the person to talk about it, to start that sort of thing? So whatever industry you're in, I would definitely recommend Google Alerts as a great way to learn more about your industry and also to help you determine what makes you different in your industry.
Thank you so much for that tip,
Welcome.
Emma. For those of you that are just joining, we are almost to the end of our chit chat. I think we're going to keep it at 8 o'clock. But I want to just recap some of the things that she just said in terms of making yourself different when at a different selling point, because I handle a marketing company that is called Be Your Own Brand. And it's because people think of me as being my own brand. And even if I've been someone's employee, I've always been able to differentiate myself, which is my brand. I am Kenty.
Mm-hmm.
Versus whoever I'm working for. And even when I leave, people would always know when I've left a company because they know that things are not being done the same.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, is Kenty still with you guys? Or is Kenty new? That seems like Kenty's work. Yeah, it's very funny, but it's very real.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I have about 15 years in the marketing industry, and it has been a building block of, collaboration, which is a word that you said that is key in order to grow your business. Public relations and collaboration go hand in hand.
God, yeah.
Because what happens sometimes, although you don't see the benefits right away, being able to collaborate with somebody like Ariel, for instance, or you, right? And the connections that person that can get you, it's amazing, and it doesn't have a price tag right now, but on the long term is what you want to look at. Yes. Right? The opportunities that you can gain out of that, the people that you can meet, the connections that can be done, and ultimately even bookings, even a business opportunity, even a collaboration, a partnership. There's so many things that come out of collaborating.
Oh yeah.
I am very protective of my relations. I guard them more than as if they were money, because
they're more valuable.
They are.
Oh yeah.
They're more valuable than money.
Absolutely.
Connections. The things that connections, your relationship that doesn't have a price tag.
Keywords, relationship. Whether or not you're in public relations, you need to understand how powerful the relationships are, because it's about the trust. I tell my clients, yes, in theory, you could reach out to the journalists, to the bloggers and everything that I'm reaching out to for you, right? They could do that if they want to spend all that time. But the thing is, the people that I'm reaching out to, they know me. They're much more likely to respond to me than someone they don't know. That is the value of PR, the relationships, the trust, the credibility, the long-term success.
There you go. And I want to tap on the fact that building a relationship doesn't happen overnight either.
No.
It's something that takes some time, and people are going to test you.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
You're going to be tested, and you're going to test people by
just like any other relationship with your husband, with your parents, anything like that. This is a long-term thing. Long-term. That's why I tell people, like, when you go to networking events, again, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. When you go to networking events or job fair, well, no, not job fair, that's different. Networking events in your industry to get to know people, do not go in asking for a job. Say, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Emma. Can you hire me? No. You don't propose to someone on the first date, do you? Hopefully not. Think of it as a dating thing, as like almost like a courtship. Like, you get to know people. You don't go in asking for a favor. You get into, like, tell me about your business. Tell me, what do you do? Obviously some people are going to be more helpful than others. That goes without saying. But you never know. There have been many surprises over the last several years where I'm like, oh crap, I know someone who does this, and let me connect with it. Like, I need something for in certain location or whatever. It's like, oh, I know a photographer there. Let me call him. And, like, all of these things are just so valuable. Like I said, relationships, so much more valuable than money. I mean, priceless, for lack of a better word. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So it's very important for you. So 3 things that you can take out of this conversation is, for sure, differentiate what is PR versus advertising. Mm-hmm. That was in our part 1 video. Understand the difference between those two and try to strategize in a way that it can benefit you and your company and your brand. Mm-hmm. And the second one would be find your niche opportunity, yeah. Right? Find out what makes you unique. Yeah. And learn your difference, your point of sale different, and also learn your industry. That is something that we fail about as well, that we do not do our homework. Yep. If I'm going to interview Emma, I am going to research what Emma is about before I ask her.
Which is nice, because not every person who has interviewed me in the past does that. I've gone on TV. Right? I've gone on TV interviews before. They're like, tell me about your designs. Like, tell me about your clothing line. I'm like, I don't have a
What?
clothing line. They're like, I thought you were a designer. Like, are you a model? I'm like, no. It's like, did you look me up at all? Like, what is wrong with you? So I appreciate that. Yes.
I mean, like, that is
Ah,
rule number one. If
oh,
you want to approach someone, you need to do your due diligence
takes
and you need to do
5 minutes.
the
Google
homework.
me.
It takes 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
There you
Lord,
go.
it's so easy.
Google,
Oh,
because at the end of the day, when you're going to approach that person, the fact that you know what they're doing or that you know a little bit of their background is already a door opening for you,
yeah. And
right?
think of
It
it.
makes you, it
Yeah, it's almost like, sorry to interrupt, but think of that like if you were to go to a job interview, you don't go into the job interview and say, "Oh, tell me what you do at your company." No, you do that beforehand. You look that up beforehand. That should be the same approach that you take whenever you're networking with someone. Try to, as much as possible beforehand, know about them.
there you go. So that is number two. And number three is build on your
Hmm.
relationships. Build on your relationships and your collaborations, because those are key elements that is going to be able to determine the long term of your
Yes.
success and your
Yeah.
business and your brand.
Yeah.
So it's very, very, very important for you to understand the value of that. Whether you're not seeing the monetary value of it right away, believe you me, people, the things that I have gotten done without a dollar in my
Oh
pocket
yeah.
are amazing.
You don't have to spend as nearly as much as you think.
Amazing.
And I want to touch on what you said to build on your relationships and the collaborations with people. A lot of people think you can't or shouldn't collaborate with your competitors. That is a huge myth.
Wrong.
Huge
Huge
myth.
mistake.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. I know a ton of other publicists, and I mean, yes, they're technically my competition, but the thing is, we can get so much from each other because they have different connections than I do. They have different clients than I do. Why not? Hey, if we're putting together an event, hey, do you know of a DJ that can come or whatever? It's like, oh, I'll help you find a caterer if you help me find a DJ. Why not? Right? I mean, it's so, and people are just really afraid to collaborate with their competitors, and I think people need to get over that. I mean, obviously you don't give away the state secrets, the company insider information, that goes without saying, but don't be afraid. And of course you want to, cross promote, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
I'll
Make
scratch yours.
sure each company gets equal promotion, equal opportunity, that sort of thing. Plus size events just joined. Hello, welcome. And
Hi, hi,
I'm sure
welcome.
she can, I'm sure she can back me up on this. When you're creating an event, I mean, how many people are involved? Good Lord, how many people are involved? So, I mean,
It's
you
our
have
production.
the relationships you have with people to put this one event together. Those are the relationships that are going to make or break your event. And a lot of times those relationships can be with your competitors that can be very powerful, can help your event to grow as well.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And I think that healthy competition is good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Healthy competition keeps you on your
Yeah.
toes. Collaborating with I collaborate with, I mean, so many people across, not only regionally, locally, but also internationally, and that is what has expanded my network,
Yeah.
which is very, very important,
Yeah,
right?
and always
your
go
your
into
network.
yeah, always go into, when you're approaching someone for a collaboration, obviously have ideas and have several different options. It's kind of like, okay, here's what I need from you, and here's what I can give you. Here are some, it's almost like the Chinese menu. It's like one from column A, one from column B. Here are a couple of different things that I can do for you. If you do this for me, what do you think?
Exactly.
Yep.
So I always have a plan. I think people respect you more when you make that initial approach
Don't just say,
as
hey, how
to a
can you,
competitor.
hey, how can you,
Yeah.
like, hey, how can you help me? How can we help each other? Like, think about it beforehand. Have a strategy. Okay, here are my top 3 ideas for how that we can help each other. What do you think?
Exactly. And I mean, you could get a no, but you could as sure well get a yes. I mean,
Somebody once said to me, I forget who it was. I wish I could remember who it was. They said, no stands for next opportunity. Like, I
definitely. I
love
read that too
that.
as
I
well.
love that. Okay, you
Yeah.
might hear a no. Next, someone else is going to help you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
simple. And I think it's as we're wrapping up right now, I think it's essential for us to understand that as a community that is evolving, wherever you are, it is essential for you to be able to partner up
Yes.
with, whether it's
No one's an
the
island.
people in the same industry. No
No
no one's
one's
an
an
island, and you
island.
cannot do it by yourself, right? So it's important for you to understand the value of partnership, the value of being able to approach someone and tell them, listen, I have a plan that I think it could benefit both of our companies. We can both grow, we can both excel. But once you put that on paper and once you present it, I see it very hard for someone to tell you no.
Especially if you give them
Because
different options. Like, okay, if you don't like this
exactly.
option, how's that option? How's this package? How's that? But they're usually not going to say no to everything. Or they'll have, okay, let's go with
Exactly.
option C, but let's tweak it for this. Okay.
Definitely. And lastly, before we leave, Emma, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the
You're
evening. I
welcome.
want to
Thank
thank you for
you.
your time. Definitely for your insight and both on PR, marketing, on the plus size industry, on the evolution. I mean, it was really an amazing
Thank you.
hour and
Oh,
a
I
half
agree. I had so much
of
fun.
information.
Yeah, and I to
Thank
everyone
you,
who's
thank you.
watching, I posted one more time the link to our website. So if you have any questions on, what we do, if you want to set up a free consultation, absolutely just let me know. Again, I am the president of Medeiros Fashion PR, which is the first PR firm, public relations firm in the U.S. to specialize in the plus size fashion industry. So we represent plus size models, designers, retailers, media outlets, also size inclusive. So if you have a brand that's like extra small to 5X, anything like that, we are interested in talking with you. So hopefully, thank you. So hopefully I hear, from some of you, even if you just want to kind of find out more. Again, no obligation whatsoever. Set up a completely free consultation call and start the relationship.
Thank you so much.
Thank
On my end,
you.
I am St. Martin's first plus size blogger.
Yes,
I
but
have a
your
blog,
website and
Career
everything
Creative
too, of
Style.
course.
Yes. So, but if you Google me, just by everything is on my link bio. You can click on it. Thank you so much for joining me. I am super duper grateful to Emma for being able to join me on this live, and I thank you for also attending and being present and being engaging and interactive with us, and also it's it takes a community, it takes all of us to build a momentum.
It does.
And although we have COVID-19, yes, we have COVID-19,
We're
but
gonna get through this. We're gonna,
we're gonna get through
there
it.
might be the new normal, but like I said earlier in part one, one thing that will never change, no matter how much retail changes, no matter we have to wear masks, no matter what. One thing that will never, ever, ever change is our desire to look beautiful and most importantly, feel beautiful,
Exactly.
regardless of what size you are. Oh,
And it is important for you, yeah, the
you okay?
headphones had enough as well.
Okay.
It is important for you to identify that personal journey so that you can be everything that you want to be. Love yourself, accept yourself as you are, whether it is with 5 pounds or with 200 pounds. It is important for you to walk that journey and accept who you are.
Yes.
So once again, I want to thank you, everyone that tune in from all over the world,
Yeah. We have quite a few
to
countries there.
listen to
Yeah.
us. Yeah, thank you so much, Emma. Once again,
Yeah.
kisses
And
from the
hold on, I
Caribbean.
just have to sit. Here's one of my fur babies. So this is, I
Hi.
mean, everybody knows I'm the crazy cat lady, so of course
Yes.
can't have an interview with Emma without at least one feline. So this is Ricky. That's Ricky. We have Lucy and Ricky. We have 5 cats actually. Oh my goodness, I'm really am the crazy cat lady. It's kind of sad, but yes, can't have an interview with Emma without some felines.
That's okay. They're welcome. I think earlier in part one we saw Oscar,
Yes, we did
so
see
that is
Oscar.
fine. Oscar was there. So
Oh
thank you
goodness.
so much,
Thank
guys, once
you. All
again.
right, everyone, stay
This
safe. Please stay safe.
Stay safe,
Oh,
maintain hygiene, social
yes,
distancing is important.
absolutely.
And let's take it one day at a time. We are gonna have the reruns of this in our story probably for the
Awesome.
next 24
Yeah.
hours. I'm gonna try to download it as well so that we can put it on Facebook on our platform for those people that missed it. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
Make sure
you.
that you
Bye,
follow
everyone.
our pages, social media, Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
Medeiros Fashion PR, Kenty Lichtenberger, or Correct Creative Style. You just Google us. Easy
Google's
search,
our
five
best friend.
minutes,
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so
and you will find us.
much.
Thank you so
Thank
much. Have a good
you.
night.
Good
Bye
night, everyone.
bye.